your final week of the RCYT, Registered Children's Yoga Teacher Training, the 95-hour course accredited by Yoga Alliance. So in week 52 of all our courses, it is a review week. So let us move, stretch, feel good, and go over the poses we've learned to date in a child-friendly way. So I invite you now to come and sit crisscross applesauce. Roll those shoulders back, roll the neck back, shake it all out. Inhale, arms up and all the way around. Using your breath up and all the way around. Please continue that. Inhale up and all the way around. Inhale up and all the way around. Now let's do it forward. Inhale up and all the way around. And you can imagine that we have a streamer and we're making big, beautiful circles. Kids love imagery. Up and all the way around forward, up and all the way around forward, up and all the way around. Now let's switch it up. So we'll do a backstroke and a backstroke with the left arm leading. Inhale, arms up and gently drop your right hand down, bending your right elbow, and give a nice little stretch on your left side. While you do this, pay attention to your alignment of your posture, breathing. Might want to lean a little to one side and a little to the other side, really stretching out those obliques. Inhale, both arms up, and we'll do some cherry pickers, climbing a rope. Kids love this, and as we talked about in previous classes, you can incorporate collaborative storytelling as a technique to engage children, and you can talk about what might be at the top of the rope. Exhale and drop your left hand down, bending your left elbow, and give your arm a little tug with your right hand, really stretching out your left side. This is a nice side body stretch on your left side, and you can lean a little bit to one side and lean a little bit to the other. Remember, it's yoga, it's not that serious. Grab a hold of opposite elbows, give it a little shake. Inhale your arms up again, and then bring it down so that you have airplane arms. From airplane arms, we're going to twist our spine, keeping our arms all in one line. Imagine you're holding a broomstick behind your head. And broomstick yoga is a really fun prop for kids. We also talked about different sorts of games and stories that could be told, Star Wars yoga, and so forth. Okay, so keeping everything straight, rotate and breathe and come back to center and rotate to the right side and breathe and come back to center. Here we're building strength with our hands. Keep the fingertips long as if there is a laser that's just perfectly balanced, maybe a laser on both sides, and you don't want the laser to fall one way or another. You want to keep it level. And we'll rotate to the left side and breathe and back to center. And rotate to the right side and breathe and back to center. Left, breathe, center, right, breathe, center. We'll shake it out and inhale your left hand up, palm facing to the right, fingertips tall. And we'll rainbow our arms to the right side. Reach, 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 and release. Reach, 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 and release. Reach, 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 and release. On a big inhale, you'll sweep the arms all the way around so that your right hand is now doing the rainbow with your right palm face down and your left palm securing you for support. Reach, 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 and release. Reach, 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 and release. Reach, 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 and release. Come back, shake it out. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, seated forward fold. We're going to be here for a while to really enjoy the maximum benefits of the stretch. Reach a little further. Really seeing if you can get a nice flat back. Slowly walk your hands back up to center and take a few breaths in a seated position. Breathe, thinking about the crown of your head to the ceiling. Taking a nice deep breath. Remembering that your own natural breathing rhythm feel ready, bring your legs around, tuck them underneath you. Inhale your arms up and walk your hands behind you. Palms down on the ground and fingertips pointed out. And just enjoy this nice wrist stretch. Kids are spending so much time on devices and really having this opportunity to stretch out their hands, stretch out their wrists. Can feel great. We're just going to hold it to really get the benefits of the stretch. If you can't see, I just have my hands, my fingertips pointed behind me. And we're just leaning back, stretching out the wrist. Notice how you feel. Is your right wrist tighter than your left wrist? And so forth. Come back to a neutral position. Inhale your arms up and exhale as we'll go into child's pose. Bring your knees to the outer edges of the mat and we'll do wide-legged child's pose, really stretching and elongating your spine. You can have your chin on your mat and then exhale, bringing your right ear down. Try to push your sacrum down to the mat as your right ear is on the mat, enjoying this nice stretch of child's pose. Inhale, bring yourself up to tabletop, and we'll do some nice cat-cows to warm up the spine. Toes tucked under, hands under shoulders, shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. Inhale, drawing your belly button down to the mat. Exhale, drawing the tip and center of your spine to the ceiling. And you can kind of like rock a little bit forward and back if that feels good, or a little side to side. The idea is that you want to get deep into your spinal stretch. And if shifting around a little bit helps you get deeper, then go for it. Children love poses with animal names, as we discussed throughout this course. So cat-cow is fun because it's relatable. Tabletop with a neutral spine is not an animal, but it is also relatable to children. So we'll do some cat-cows. And as we did earlier in this course, I called it around the world. So push out your left hip all the way back, pushing out your right hip to get a nice side body and oblique stretch. And around the world on the other side, pushing out your right hip and your left. Come back down to this time, downward puppy. It's an unofficial share method pose. It's not one of our 45 key signature poses, but it is fun because it is an animal name, which kids love. You can do this by resting your chin. It's a little bit like child's pose, except your chin is on the mat, fingertips forward, face forward, and your sacrum is not on your heels but raised, and you're stretching, stretching, stretching underneath your arms, between your shoulder blades and your neck. Let's take a few breaths here. Downward puppy. And come back to child's pose. This time we're going to rest our left ear to the mat. So same child's pose but different side to create an even stretch on the neck. Just feel yourself sinking into this with each breath, trying to get that sacrum to the heels while lengthening the arms and fingertips. Walk your hands up back to a seated position. Swing your legs all the way around. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, seated forward fold. Here, you can grab a hold of your toes or your shins, whatever feels right. Kind of scooch up and just stretch, letting it all go. Our number one request from you all was that you wanted to increase flexibility, to keep up with those kids that are uber flexible. And so here we have it. Long, deep stretches are a wonderful way to increase flexibility. Allow your head to gently relax, your neck to relax, as you get the benefits of a full back body stretch through your hamstrings, through the back of your neck. And if you are holding onto your feet, you're stretching the bottoms of your feet, the plantar area, and you're even stretching your wrists. Inhale, slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae and bring the soles of your feet together. We talked about this in earlier classes in cobbler's pose, how you can encourage children to fan out their feet, which will open their hips, drawing their knees downward, and they can pretend that they are reading a book. So as they open up their feet, it can be like a book. You can go around the room and ask children to tell a story from their book. And this is a wonderful way to increase engagement. Instead of telling children to be quiet in a yoga class, you can give them a role to play, a speaking role. And so by this, I can pretend to open up my feet and tell a story. Oh, it's a story of a group of teacher trainees that successfully completed their teacher training all the way through week 52. I'm so proud of you guys, by the way. So we can open up the book and read this story. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, dropping to the right side and walking your fingertips forward at an angle. Here, we're not just doing the forward stretch, which we've already done, and we're not just doing the rainbow arm stretch, which we're already done. We're doing an angle, sort of at 2 o'clock, and really getting the whole side body at this angle. Leaving no muscle in our back untouched. We are stretching it all today in this wonderful review class. Our final class together. Next, we will be filming our RYT 300, so I encourage all of you to join for that. You can sign up for that at ShareLove.Fund-RCYT. We have some awesome partner yoga as our elective yoga for seniors and a deep dive into the 84 Hatha yoga poses. Really understanding the classics and the origins of yoga for the advanced teacher training degree. That's a 300-hour course. We'll just breathe here a little bit and really get this nice side stretch. Allowing your body to fall, letting go of any tension, and just isolating the side body for a nice deep stretch. Inhale, walking the hands up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, shake it out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, shake it out. Inhale, arms up. Drop your arms to the side and do a nice twist to the left with a long spine. Inhale, arms up and drop your hands to the other side with a nice twist of the spine. Inhale, arms up again, and exhale. We're now going to stretch on the other side at the diagonal. Yoga is wonderful because you can be symmetrical. So whatever we do on one side, we want to make sure we certainly do that on the other. Slowly walk your hands back up to center. Again, push your legs out in front of you. Inhale the arms up and slowly bring your upper body down to the mat, engaging your abdominals as you do this. Inhale your arms up and all the way around. Bend your knees to your chest and rock side to side. We did wonderful forward folds, and now is the time to really neutralize the spine. Push your feet up so that your soles of your feet could be walking on the ceiling, feet hip width apart, and bring your arms up, still maintaining connection between your shoulders and the mat. Keep your hands facing each other, fingertips pointed to the ceiling. This is dead bug. This is not an official Share Method pose, but kids love it, and it is also a wonderful way to burn off energy for children before they enter Savasana, which we discussed last class when we talked about Savasana, final resting pose. Here we can grab a hold of our toes and pedal one foot out, and then pedal the other foot out. The pseudo bicycle, and push both feet out again to enjoy this full body stretch, but from a different angle. In this way, different from seated forward fold, our back is straight and we're stretching our hamstrings, but in a way that our back is supported. This is wonderful for children who may feel a little dizzy or lightheaded doing a standing forward fold. They can do it opposite. Here you want to pay attention to bring your sacrum to the mat. Bring your left leg over your right leg. Grab a hold of opposite ankles. Fan out your feet and bring them into chest for a reclined pigeon. Bring your knees into chest. Grab a hold behind your knees. Grab a hold of opposite elbows. Give yourself a little rock side to side. Some self-love, some giggles. Kids may roll all the way to one side or all the way to another. That can be kind of fun. It's yoga after all. It's not that serious. Bring your right leg over your left and grab a hold opposite ankles now on the other side. And you'll feel a nice deep stretch in your right glute. Bring a hold of your knees into your chest again, rocking side to side. Bend your knees, bring them into your elbows, swoop your hands around and under your knees, really using that elbow grease to stretch out your inner thighs and growing. Nudge your elbows in the area behind your knees and grab a hold of your ankles or grab a hold of your heels with your hands. Flex your feet as if they are walking on the ground. Your lower and upper leg should be at a 90-degree angle. And here you go in Happy Baby. Like a happy baby, rock side to side. And as you're rocking side to side, you are engaging your abdominal muscles, your abdomen, and building core strength to get yourself to move from side to side. For those of you who say, oh, I have no muscles, well, if you truly had no muscles, you wouldn't be able to move. You wouldn't be able to stand up. So you have it, and we're cultivating it. Happy Baby, a wonderful stretch. They say that folks feel happy when they have a release, and in this stretch, we are stretching our hips, we are getting a release in some of our tightest muscle areas, and we're also allowing the muscles in our back to lengthen and relax to help improve posture. So let's just hang out in Happy Baby a little bit and really enjoy the full benefits of this stretch. Bring your knees back into your chest, rock it out side to side again. Now place your soles of your feet to the mat and walk your feet out to the outer edges of the mat. Inhale your arms up and around into cactus arms, and gently allow your knees to sway from side to side, really loosening up the hips. So in children's yoga, we call this, you all know by now in week 52, windshield wipers. So as you do windshield wipers, engage your abdomen to really lift up, and you can also engage your glutes to lift up and around. If it helps increase sensation, you can place a hand on your belly and move side to side. So windshield wipers are a wonderful way for children to, in preschool, to practice their alphabet, A, B, C, D, and so forth. They could even spell words, C, A, T, a child-appropriate way, instead of asking children to pair their movement with their breath, which is age-appropriate, but sometimes a more fun way is to spell out letters, spell out words with letters, and pairing each movement with a letter. That's a way to help children who have more trouble sitting still get in the academic curriculum while burning off some excess energy with some kinetic movement. Gently allow your knees to fall to the right side. Bring up your right foot and place it on your left outer thigh for a nice stretch of your hip. Try to maintain connection with your spine on the mat. Place your hands behind your head, tuck in your chin, and slowly roll your head back. This is a way to try to increase connection between the back of your neck and the mat for a nice long spine. Inhale, placing the sides of your feet again on the outer edges of the mat with your knees pointed up, and gently allow your knees to drop now to the left side. Pick up your left leg and place your left foot over your right outer thigh. Eyes and chin facing the ceiling, and you're trying to connect the full length of your spine to the mat as you stretch your right hip. Place your feet against the outer edges of the mat. Now again, bring your knees into your chest and rock side to side, again massaging out your spine. Allow your knees to gently fall to the right side. Inhale your arms up and all the way around, palms facing the ceiling. Elongate your right leg, keeping your left knee bent. Place your right palm on your left outer thigh and have your eyes as a soft gaze over your left fingertips. Reclined spinal twist. Enjoy. Gently push out both of your legs to the bottom of the mat. Inhale, arms up and all the way around, again to cactus arms. Bring the soles of your feet together for a reclined goddess pose. Again, really stretching out the hips and seeing, have you been able to open up your hips more in this course? Has it helped? I'm trying to respond to all your wonderful comments, so thank you so much for your comments in Teachable and your comments in YouTube. And there was an overwhelming demand for gaining flexibility. So by holding these stretches for longer periods of time, we sort of force the muscles to stretch because they kind of give up fighting after a little bit. So enjoy this nice hip opener for happy hips. Now bring your knees to face the ceiling. Stretch out your right leg. Flex your foot. Bring in your left knee to your chest. Give it a little hug. Wrap your arms around your left knee. Then take a hold of your left foot with your left hand and do a half happy baby, placing your right palm on your right thigh to push it down for an increased stretch. Half happy baby. Notice the difference between half happy baby and full a happy baby. How does it feel in your body? And in children's yoga, the kids will get a kick out of half happy baby. Like, what does that mean? Does that mean half a baby or half happy? You can have a lot of fun with it. Bring your left knee back into your chest. Bring up your right leg into your chest too, bending both knees, rocking side to side. Gently elongate your left leg, flex your foot, bend your right knee, grab a hold of your right foot with your right hand. Half happy baby on the other side. Your right foot is flexed as if you were walking on the ceiling. Your upper and lower leg on your right side are forming a right angle. Your left leg is straight, and take your left palm and place it firmly on your left thigh to push it down for a deeper stretch in the growing half happy baby on the other side. Stretch out your legs. Inhale, arms up, and exhale them all the way around. Palms face up about 6 to 8 inches from your body. You can really try to pay attention of having your entire spine connect to the mat. Heels about hip width apart, toes fanning out. About 10 minutes in Savasana or final resting pose is appropriate for children. And as we discussed yesterday, a few tips to help children succeed in Savasana is to let them wiggle out the sillies before. Poses like dead bug that we just did in this class are excellent. Another tip is to allow children to choose their final resting pose. Perhaps they want to do Savasana on their side or in reclined goddess as we did earlier in this class. So one tip is let them get their energy out, let them wiggle and giggle. The second tip is let them choose their pose in Savasana. The third tip is to tell a story or do a body scan. Use your voice to gently guide them through the time so that they know what to do in the silence. It helps redirect them. And you can tell them that it is normal for their mind to wander, but to bring their attention back to their breath. I'm going to stand up in these 10 minutes and monitor the comments in YouTube and Teachable so I can give you real-time responses, because I know everyone is super busy and people want quick answers. But for those of you who don't have questions in this final class, please use this 10 minutes in Savasana to think about how you would guide the children that you're teaching, or maybe you're a parent or caregiver. You can pick your age group. The RCYT degree is for ages 2 to 15. So as you are well aware, we've covered preschool, elementary school, and middle school. So you can decide whether you're going to talk about a body scan geared to preschool, ages 2 to 5, or middle school, about ages 5 to 10. Elementary school, ages 5 to 10, or middle school, about ages 10 to 15. So stay and enjoy Savasana, but think about how you will guide your students through it, and we will reconvene in about 10 minutes. Don't worry if you fall asleep in Savasana, I will cue you out of it. I loved hearing all of your ideas, so great job. One of my favorites and something new that I haven't seen before is somebody had the idea of doing a body scan, but instead of starting with the toes or starting with the crown of the head, they shifted back and forth, drawing sensation, connecting the breath with the toes and then the head and meeting in the middle. So I think that that's a really fun way to switch it up. And I love that now all of you are teachers. Congratulations on earning your RCYT degree, the 95-hour registered children's yoga teacher degree as accredited by Yoga Alliance. For those of you just tuning in, walking on by on YouTube and not sure what this is all about, you can get on degree track 2 and earn your degree by visiting ShareLove.Fund-RCYT. Namaste. May the light in me be the light in you. Have a blessed day. It's been a pleasure, everyone. I hope to see you in our YT 300 starting next week.